Now, of course, if you're just joining us, the first group is out of the gate, 101 Preschool. What are your thoughts so far, Vaughn?
Loose me, let me
loose
go.
me.
That's their theme. It says so on the banner. And they are now approaching near Scotia Bank. And the crowd is excited to see them. One-on-one, the perennial winners of Junior Junkanoo in the preschool division. And these are little tots.
Very little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, again, you know, the great thing about these youngsters is that they're seeing culture live and in effect. The teachers are doing a phenomenal job.
They are into it. Teachers and the parents and their supporters are into it. Yeah, look at this kid. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Traveling the world. I think that's their theme today. And again, you know, they look like they've visited all the continents.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Ain't nowhere that babies ain't been. And one-on-one, they are the image of the new Bahamas world travelers.
And you know, the great thing about this, we mentioned it earlier, this being a feeder program for the senior parades, seeing the school teachers and parents and others working with them. Again, you know, it's no surprise why groups like the Saxons, Valley Boys, Music Makers, and all the others continue to improve and become so much better. Because again, you know, this is something that we've been, as a country, working
Okay, there
from
you
young.
go. On the screen just now was a stewardess on board an airline giving directions before taking off.
Around the world, visiting China and all the other places.
There you go. One-on-one. The United States, China, Mexico, Arabia, Spain, Egypt, Great Britain, and Japan. There you go. Look at those costumes. Is this something you'll remember 10 years from here?
Which country do you think he's representing?
Let me... Mexico?
Maybe Mexico.
Latin America.
I love that.
Latin America. And a lot of families out here to see their loved ones participate.
You know, and even to the parents, you know, thanks again for lending us your children for this cultural event. Vaughn mentioned earlier, many of these kids into their adulthood are going to reflect back on these moments.
Yes, yes.
There we go.
All right. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, I love the costume. I love the costume. And that's the captain on board there.
With a spinning globe.
With a spinning globe. When you were a teacher, was getting to be one-on-one with our culture an important part of your outlook on what it is to be Bahamian?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I like this costume. I like that costume.
I find a lot of times, though, kids, you know, would go through experiences in school where it's really just a school project. One of the things that I encourage all teachers to do, those family tree research, those cultural history research projects, you know, never underestimate the mind of these youngsters.
There you go. Now, I'm looking at this choreograph group right here. This is 2023, Junior Junkanoo 2023. I encourage each school, each family to keep your own history, write your own history.
Oh, yeah.
Because one-on-one has been winning for all these many years, since 2002. That's 21 years. Can you imagine just going back to pictures of 2002 for persons who are now 21 years
plus
older?
Yeah.
So they are now adults. Yes. So those are the supporters, teachers, and others here to celebrate Junior Junkanoo 2023.
What's funny too, I actually see some of my students in there supporting those youngsters. That's such an amazing experience to see them taking part in this event as they continue as teachers now.
Yes.
I hope I'm not giving my age away with that.
Wow, is that a costume? Is that a costume? Yes.
How are you?
There you go.
You are beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Look at the drummers. Look at the drummers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank Thank you.
Now they're just about in front of the Scotiabank downtown and First Caribbean. So they're basically right at the heels of Rawson Square. Earlier I saw Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Myra Bowleg, sitting right next to our Education Minister, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin. And of course, I can imagine the excitement must be growing and built. Yeah, so right now what we're going to do, we're going to cut down to the music and let you guys enjoy one-on-one preschool.
All right, thank you very much. One-on-one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. Sorry, brother. Get down this morning. Performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our flight attendant giving us exactly what should happen. This is your manual. Thank you very much. Follow the instructions as you board the plane. Come on, turn section. Shake what your mama give you. Ladies and gentlemen, give the corridor section a round of applause. Show some love for one-on-one this morning. Oh, boy, I see a big dancer. I see a big dancer. 360. 360. Oh, spin this costume, baby. Spin this costume. Oh. Oh, there's some music in the back here. There's some music. Spin the costume, baby. Spin. 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 Get down this morning. Get down this morning. All right. All right, one-on-one. Listen, backline. Which backline? Line strong. Come on, one-on-one. All right, one-on-one. Y'all ready? Ladies and gentlemen, our backline drummers are pilots. They are flying for Western and WestJet and Bahamas Air. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love for one-on-one. All right, one-on-one, y'all have a full frontline section. No clock in the back here this morning. I see China. I see USA. Come on, one-on-one. Performance this morning. Come on, one-on-one. All right, teachers, what y'all have? You have some teachers, y'all have anything? Come on. What is it? Ladies and gentlemen, one Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas has arrived. Please show your love. Come on, we can do better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have Just Kids Academy, and they are coming up. They are the very next group on the boulevard. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love for Just Kids. Just Kids, they are giving us pure, hardcore music out here tonight. They're giving us the goat skin drums. Ladies and gentlemen, show them some love.
So, of course, just now we had a one-on-one preschool followed by Just Kids. One of the things that stood out for me, though, Vaughn, I saw banners, I saw free dancers, those drummers, musicians, parents, everyone supporting those groups.
There you go. The one-on-one and Just Kids. Just Kids, located off Prince Charles Drive. Small group, but enthusiastic, and everyone is costumed.
Yes, that's right.
Everyone is costumed. Red appears to be the dominant color on this parade thus far.
And that's a good thing to point out as well, you know, as the kids continue to push forward. We talked about memories that last a lifetime, and I think this is going to be one of those things that lasts for these kids.
Definitely, because it took the involvement of parents, teachers, and the students. So that's a good thing.
And, of course, we're going to take a quick break at this time. When we return, of course, more on the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade.
Did you know that there are over 30,000 Bahamians with diabetes and another 23,000 with prediabetes? Each year, this number is expected to increase. Many people who have diabetes are unaware. If you are having blurry vision, feeling thirsty, urinating frequently, or are unusually tired or losing weight despite a healthy diet, you may have diabetes. If you have a parent or sibling that has diabetes, you are also at an increased risk of developing diabetes. If you have noticed any of these symptoms, it is important to see your doctor, who will perform the necessary tests to confirm the diagnosis. Together, we can beat diabetes.
So, of course, welcome back. Third now in the lineup is 2x2, and, of course, they look ready to roll.
And this is a feeder from one-on-one. The same
Really?
people involved. Yeah, it's now 2x2. I tell you, they matriculated. They're a little older now. And I think some of these participants have a little bit of Junkanoo experience.
Yeah, Junkanoo experience. So, of course, again, we have pieces that we did with all of these groups right now. We want to show you a little bit about their preparation in a moment. But, of course, as we continue right here, many persons are outside. And, you know, one thing we haven't talked about earlier were the judges. I saw Percy Francis.
Yeah,
Bola Francis out there. I saw some other popular Junkanoo faces out there as judges.
Yes, there you go. Let's get a little bit of the performance of 2x2 and their theme, cancer awareness.
Aww.
Let's go and listen to a bit of what they're performing.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the next division for the primary school, we have one-on-one primary and we have Centerville primary. But it looks like, okay, Centerville primary, no reach. It's a movie? Hold on. Let me find out what the lady say. It's a movie! Centerville primary. I feel like Centerville primary up the upper edge here. There's big music coming. Oh boy, it's gonna be exciting. So we have one-on-one primary. Show you love one-on-one. Now y'all can let Centerville primary outdo us. I can be with Centerville primary tonight. Stay focused.
Now, of course, our Antoine Smith continuing with those interviews on the ground. Antoine, you have another one. Talk to us.
Well, Lloyd, you know we have a saying, you catch flights, not feelings. And my favorite part about the flights are the snacks. One-on-one came down the boulevard here. They had the little cart going. Yes. And I got a snack from my very own flight attendant. We saw a few groups go by, but this is a one-on-one fan with us. Tell us. Do you think they killed it?
If they killed it, look at us. Of course we did.
Now, I, for one, think the competition is stiff tonight. Do you think one-on-one has what it takes to take it in the preschool category?
I don't think. I know. Ain't nobody got it over us. We got this.
Now, tell me what it took to actually get you guys here to Bay, because I saw you doing a little 1-2 in the back.
Oh my God, the kids were more excited than us parents, so we had to match their energy actually. So it was crazy to get them here, but they enjoyed themselves more than we did, so we were just supporting them in what they love best.
And I know you guys had a chant. That chant was live coming down, babe. Come on, give me the chant before we go.
So it's one-on-one coming, one-on-one. They scared.
One-on-one coming. Lloyd, Vaughn, back to you guys.
Antoine, seems like the excitement is continuing there on the ground. Up next, of course, in the lineup, we're advancing now to the primary group. And first up is Centerville Primary. Now, it seems like they have a large support in the audience here, but we also had a chance to visit their school and see what their preparation looked like.
Audrea Lewis. I'm the principal of Centerville Primary School. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary of independence, and so our theme is the road to 50. Centerville Primary is in the heart of Masons and Saxons territory. And so all of the Saxons, the Valley Boys, the one family, Junkanoos, who are parents, staff members here, they jumped on it right away. And they said, yes, Mrs. Lewis, we can do it. And so we were the first one to put in our form, our application, and we were ready to go. There's a place for academics, there's a place for sports, but there's also a place for culture. And because this school is in such a historically motivated area as it relates to Junkanoo, I feel that the kids now feel that this is theirs. You know, many of these children would have rushed in the big Junkanoo on Boxing Day and New Year's with their parents. But now the parents get to watch them on the sidelines and they get to do their thing. And so our students are very excited to be a part of their own Junkanoo parade. When I went back to my committee and I told them, well, you know, they just want us to do a banner and some music and the children can wear jeans and t-shirts. My committee said, oh no, Mrs. Lewis, this is showtime. And so we are coming with full costumes, we're coming with full music, and we are ready. If there's any prize to be won, Centerville Primary is there to take it all.
Well, of course, as we just heard from Centerville Primary, it's showtime as the school is being supported here by students and other supporters down there as well. We're going to now take a look closer down to that performance that's now approaching Rawson Square. Now, before we go down there, of course, joining me here on the podium is Pastor Henry Higgins. He's the administrative cadet. He's worked with Junior Junkanoo for the past 31 years. Talk to us about how you got started.
Well, I got started back in 1992 when they opened the Junkanoo Expo. I came in as one of the supervisors there, but a part of our job then was to assist the schools with the Junior Junkanoo program. So I spent many years going into the school, teaching pasting, teaching dance, teaching drumming, teaching belly, and eventually it moved to the point where Mr. Francis, Percival Francis, retired. So I took over as the Junior Junkanoo coordinator for a number of years. And now that Mr. Elliot DeVoe is now the coordinator, but I'm still in there working in a different capacity in the ministry.
Now, one of the things that I admire about you as well, I know both you and your wife, your ministry is all about using dance and music to connect with God. Talk about how that's even been engaged with the students.
Well, we believe that the gifts that God has given to our young people is something that can push them to another level. My favorite scripture is, your gifts should make room for you and bring you before great men. And so that's what we encourage our young people. And so we've had the opportunity to take singers and dancers all the way to China and France and England, and that's given our children a lot of exposure. And now we see them sitting in big positions in Nassau all over the world.
And of course, you know, this year, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture mentioned earlier that really we want to spend a lot more focus this year on enjoying and returning Junior Junkanoo. You've been participating for the past 31 years. We had a few groups pass so far. What have you seen so far?
Well, you know, one-on-one is a school that always comes very, very strong every year. They were beautiful. Their dances did with the music was very good. And then we had just kids who was it for their first time. And so what we see is one school is having really a lot of fun. The other school has come for the competition, but it's all in good, clean fun. And I believe that our children who are part of the parade will have fun tonight because I'm having fun.
Now, you know, a lot of Bahamians, probably like myself, are still wondering about those community groups. Tell us about their involvement and why the decision was made to introduce them.
Well, we established the community groups a number of years ago. The reason being is that because a number of schools don't come to the parade, so you have community groups who can come to the parade, and that gives the children the opportunity, who school may not come, to be a part of a community group. What you find this week is a lot of kids are trying to get in a group to rush if their school isn't coming. So some are borrowing drums. I lent out a couple of drums and cowbells today, so some of the kids could get to the parade.
And the supporters, again, we've seen loads of supporters out here tonight. Some connected to the kids, some just Bahamians wanting to come out and have fun.
The Junkanoo is the greatest show on earth. You won't find no place in the world what we do here. So Bahamians will come out in full support Junkanoo, the children especially. Because you know when you bring the children, Grammy, auntie, uncle, cousin, everybody coming. That's what we got here tonight.
Excellent, excellent. Even as I looked at the groups out, you know, I mentioned Devon earlier. I saw banners, I saw free dancers, I saw musicians and supporters in the parade. So talk to us a little bit about the judging component. What are those judges looking out for?
Now, tonight the judges are only judging in 3 categories. There is banner, music, and performance. So that's what the judges will be looking at tonight, banner, music. So we've taken some of the categories to make it more fun.
All right, and speaking about fun, we're going to go back down to the main Bay Street, taking a look at Centerville Primary. course, still passing on is Centerville Primary. And, Pastor Higgins, one of the things I want to say, they look like winners. But you as an official, talk to us about some of those elements that you guys look for when it comes to qualifying to win.
Well, when you want to win a parade, we're looking for completion, back to front of your costuming. And you see Centerville has given you that. I mean, from back to front, their costumes are depicting what the theme is, and they're complete. The girls are wearing their hats, they got on their shoulder pieces, they got their skirts, so are the drummers. And so what you find is this school is set in the middle of one family, Saxon,
I know, right?
and the Valley Boys.
Yes.
So the parents are all in these groups. So they don't have a choice than to be superb. And what you see here, and they haven't been for a long time. And to see them come back as strong as this, it did my heart glad. One of the things that was exciting to me as a dancer, to see the choreography. I remember introducing patterns and designs in the parade back in the 90s in the Saxon, and we see the children are doing it today. So for me, I'm overjoyed to see that legacy is being carried on.
Well, of course, talking about that joy, our Antoinette Smith is on the ground. Antoinette, I'm sorry, before we go to Antoinette, of course, we have another group that's coming up, Marjorie Davis Institute. We had a chance to visit them. They talked a whole lot about preparations and their excitement building up to tonight.
When I first heard that Junior Junkanoo would commence this year, I was very excited. Really, I wanted an opportunity for the kids to showcase their talents. At Marjorie Davis, we believe that each child has special talent, strength, and skills, and I believe they can showcase that through the art, music, and drama. Just hearing that Junior Junkanoo would continue after coming out of a pandemic, I thought it would be a nice celebration, like outcoming for us to just revitalize the whole cultural aspect that's so dear of our hearts. Many could tell you I'm a Junkanoo at heart. And so the kids learn so much through the Junkanoo activities. We've been engaged in this for the past 2 Saturdays, and watching the kids work together through the different details with pasting and being guided by the dance and the free spirit movement of the drums. It evokes so much of our cultural expression, and we're able to tie it in to what we've been talking about for the past several years, being locked up in the pandemic, from them reading stories about the culture. And so now they get to see it and live it. And so I'm very excited, and I think the kids are excited to be engaged in something so special after being locked down for some time. Seeing that we have been going through so much for the past 2 years, we thought best that we would celebrate who we are, where we've been, and where we're going. And seeing that this is the 50th year of our independence, our theme is celebrating 50 years towards the future. So we're just about having fun and looking at our identity and celebrating what we love, what we do through this parade. We want to make that bold statement that Marjorie Davis Institute for Special Education is here. We want to be a part. And so you can look forward to seeing all the beautiful colors, the aquamarine, the gold, the black. Listen, when you see Marjorie hit Bay Street, you will know that we're ready to celebrate our 50 years.
Of course, that was a piece from Marjorie Davis Institute. Their theme this year, celebrating 50 years toward the future. And of course, before we go down to them, Pastor Higgins, again, we've talked a lot about the location of these schools, the support that they get from these community groups. But of course, you've seen over the past 31 years many of these youngsters matriculating into the senior parades?
Well, what you would find is most of them are now leading. They're not just matriculating, but you'll find that in many groups, the lead drummers, the lead bellists, they got their start in Junior Junkanoo.
Wow.
So that's amazing. That means that we have a great future.
Do you think back in 1988, the organizers could have predicted the strength and the value in Junior Junkanoo?
You know, when Percy Francis and Winston Gustafus, when they brought this to the forefront, I don't know if they saw where we are now. Gus has gone on, but Percy is still here. And I'm so thankful for them for being the visionaries to bring this to the forefront.
So, of course, we're going to go down to the Rawson Square. Marjorie Davis Institute is in full effect.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Marjorie Davis Institute for Special Education presents the past, present, and the future, celebrating 50 years in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love! Y'all can do better than that. Show your love. Some more love. I love it. airs in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, there seems to be a theme tonight. And the theme...
Well, of course, that's Marjorie Davis Institute just passing on by. And of course, we're going to take a quick break at this time. We want to focus on these themes this year once we return. If you're just tuning in, again, this is the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade.
The Bahamas hosts this year's regular meeting of heads of government February 15th through 17th. Join the ZNS Network on Wednesday, February 15th for live coverage of the official opening ceremony of this important meeting of Caribbean leaders. It will all come live from the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort starting at 6:20 p.m. And it's all on the only network that matters, the ZNS Network.
Well, of course, as the Junior Junkanoo 2023 parade continues, we're going to go now to our Antoinette Smith with another special interview from the ground.
All right, Lloyd, well, you know, we've seen two groups just pass with themes, Road to 50, and the crowd just went wild when they saw the energy that came down Rawson Square. And with us is one of the persons who went wild in the crowd. You know, in Junkanoo, they say, who you with? So tell us, who you with tonight?
Centerville Primary School won tonight.
Why are you with Centerville Primary? Why do you think that they are going to take it?
Well, I work next to Centerville Primary in Premier Healthcare, and I usually hear the Junkanoo going on. So I only came because I heard them. So Centerville Primary School brought me out to Bay Street tonight.
Centerville Primary brought her out with the theme Road to 50. We have another one in the back here, Road to 50. Let's see if Centerville can hold true to their theme. Thank you.
All right, and so right now, of course, we're going now to a special piece we have from one-on-one primary.
Who are we? Who are we? What they want? What they get? Ladies and gentlemen, please share your love for one-on-one. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your love for one-on-one primary. All right. T.A. Thompson, welcome them to the Boulevard. They're the only junior school in their division. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome T.A. Thompson!
T.A. Thompson is the next group up in the junior high division. We took a look at them prior to tonight. They say they're ready for the road.
Junior Junkanoo is it's like a good spirit. Like, we don't go there to have fun. It's like a battle. We competing against people. It's only fun for the audience.
This year is kind of a quick to-do. Next year, it's going to be an explosion.
Awesome.
Without a shadow of a doubt, we're going to go right after this parade, straight into next year's parade, because I heard next year's parade is going to be judged, and it's going to be the best winner, and then all the family islands come down, and then it's going to be one cohesive group. So for us, we are on the ball.
You know, music comes with a lot of, you know, discipline. And me, personally, music is my favorite hobby to do. So Junior Junkanoo really inspired me to do better in my music and my school.
And of course, right now we're going now to our Vaughn Aubrey, who is excited to get down there on the Bay Street. He's now speaking with Minister of Education, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. But first, the T.A. Thompson Junior High School just marched by, and this is their principal, Mr. Ishmael Smith. What about your performance?
Hey, it's all about the sting. If you didn't feel the sting, you weren't watching. TAT all day.
There you go. That's your principal of T.A. Thompson Junior High School. How important is it to see that enthusiasm from a principal?
Well, you know, he's very hands-on. And I know all through the summer, when there were no children in school, he was on the campus overseeing the redevelopment and the infrastructural works. But you know, I was just T.A. Thompson, and I was just listening to those drums. Oh my God. And these are young boys. And that, oh my Lord, the rhythms, I don't even know the words to describe it. This is our culture. And to see these young men and the young ladies really digging deep and participating in a very meaningful way in the rhythm and vibrations of who we are is just fantastic. But I particularly like those drums.
And in fact, Minister, it was Mr. Ishmael Smith, the principal of T.A. Thompson, who spoke about how important Junkanoo is to the academic curriculum.
That's right. They even, in the design, in mathematics, in physics, in music, and on and on and on. And so, I don't know, I can't express it. You have to be here to feel it and see it. These are young people. They've been through so much in the pandemic. They've been isolated. They've been not in classrooms. And to see them come out on Bay Street and just as a collective body participating in music and rhythms in this way, it's a beautiful sight. Beautiful sight.
Thank you so much. Last note to parents, just a short note. Cool, to be on time. Last note.
Well, I mean, you know, this is our children, this is the only way when we're off the scene that we can somewhat guarantee a good and decent life for them. So we got to get them in the classrooms. We got to get them literacy, numeracy, music, science, technical and vocational, whatever it is. Let them come to a realization of who they are. It happens in the classroom.
Thank you very much, Minister. The Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glennis Halliburton, on the importance of Junkanoo to education. Back to you, Lloyd.
Well, thanks a lot, Vaughn. So far, you know, we're basically at the halfway mark, and it seems to be progressing well. I see in a lot of the schools are very organized, and I like the idea that the road to 50 was a major focus for many of these groups.
Yes, they stuck with this year's theme for the country. The country is celebrating 50 years, and there's so many things happening this year, but it's good to see that the schools have taken it upon themselves to express themselves the 50. The parade is going very smooth, no gaps.
No gaps.
So things are going very well.
Well, of course, up next, we have CV Bethel that is up next. And so, of course, we're going to go to a piece with them. A quick adjustment. Of course, you know, this is an evolving experience. Flourish Academy, or that's one of the community groups. They're up next. We're going to take a look at their preparations. Bethel. And I know that's one of the schools that's really been preparing for a long time. They've been in the trenches, so to speak. We got a chance to visit that school as well to talk about their preparations.
My name is Alonzo Cunningham. I am the music band director at CV Bethel. Just had Boxing Day and New Year's Junkanoo after the pandemic. So bringing junior Junkanoo at CV Bethel, I felt was relative to would be a whatever experience.
The look, you know, the students were proud. We're proud here in Stingray Nation. The feel, they're definitely gonna feel the music and the sound. It's just gonna permeate the sounds there on Bay Street. So we're ready, that's our theme. We're bringing everything that CV Bethel has to offer.
Technique and nice technical dancers, high energy, execution on point. That's how these children are going to look on February 9th at Junkanoo Parade.
Kids are ready to go. If they call the parade tomorrow, they're ready.
Now, of course, CV Bethel Stingrays are just up next, making their way onto Rawson Square. Our Vaughn Aubrey is on the ground, and Vaughn has a little piece, an interview he did with an Eleuthera resident.
Yes, thank you very much, Lloyd. This is Mr. Michael Culmer. He's the District Superintendent for Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Schools in Eleuthera. Yes. Tell us about your plans for Junior Junkanoo on the island. I spoke with Lauren Bastian earlier today, but somehow that interview got lost in translation. And he sent me the pictures from past Junior Junkanoo parades, and we're very thankful to Mr. Lauren Bastian out of Gregory Town. But tell us, what about the plans for Junior Junkanoo there?
Well, Junior Junkanoo is scheduled for the 4th of March in Eleuthera in Tarpon Bay. And I can assure you that it's going to be grand this year. This is the first time in 2 years that we've been able to have Junior Junkanoo, and so it's going to be grand. We have many schools have already committed to being there, and they have committed not just to be present, but to be fully prepared. Tarpon Bay says they're going to carry it this year, and then we also have North Eleuthera High School and Central Eleuthera High School. Now, I don't know which one is going to win, but I'm just looking forward to see them on the road in Tarpon Bay.
There you go. But also, tell our viewers, particularly those who live on the island of Eleuthera, logistics, getting there, that's a very long island. How do people get there? You got to take transportation.
Well, the thing that we've been stressing in Eleuthera is relationships. Yes. And you're not going to make it in any family island without your partners, your community partners, your corporate partners. And so Matthew 7:7 says, asking it shall be given. And so my principals, Junkanoo coordinators know that we've got to get out there, ask our community, ask the supporters of our parents, ask for support from the corporate community. And that's how they get the busing. That's how they're going to get the transportation and the containers and the trailers to get them to Tarpon Bay and back from Tarpon Bay.
Safely. Also, most people do not know that the Preston Aubrey High School are the defending champions of this parade. What do you say about what Eleuthera has to offer in Junkanoo?
I wouldn't say much. You know, there's some things you say and there's things you show. we'll just show them.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Comer, the District Superintendent of Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Schools on Eleuthera. Their parade is on March 4th. Back to you, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, Vaughn. Right now, we're going to swing it back down to Rawson Square. The CV Bethel Stingrays have come to win. Take a look.
I need a 20 takers. Come on, City Bell, bring this music this morning.
as the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade continues. A short break at this time. When we return, a look at this year's sponsors.
On Wednesday, February the 15th, in order to accommodate the ZNS Network's live coverage of the prestigious opening ceremony of the 44th regular meeting of the heads of government of CARICOM, the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition will broadcast at 5 p.m., and the Bahamas Tonight The National Report will air at 5:30. That's Wednesday, February 15th, the Bahamas Tonight The Northern Edition at 5 o'clock, and the Bahamas Tonight National Report at 5:30.
It's still leading to Roslyn Square for the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade. Right now, we're going to toss it down to our Vaughn Aubrey, who is down in the field. Vaughn?
Hey, Lloyd, guess what, man? The CV Bethel, man, they just passed by. They got Rose Cunningham. CV Bethel was off the chains.
Thank you. We just came out to have fun tonight, and we should.
Oh, you didn't really come out for the competition?
No, we came out just as a support and fun group.
Your group was very big.
Just about the whole school decided that they wanted to come out and have fun since we weren't being judged.
Okay, so
that's why we have a big group.
That music was off the chain. Moderator Kennedy Campbell says you're a Category A group.
We have the best band in the country. You only know that by now?
CV Bethel.
Calm down. We got the best band in the country.
They heard from Rose Cunningham, CV Bethel, she says, that's the best band in the country.
There you go.
There you go. But also, the fans out here, they really enjoyed CV Bethel. Back to you, Lloyd.
Well, thanks, Love, Vaughn. Right here, right now, we're joined by some of the major sponsors this year. Mr. Valentino Hanna, he's the general manager for Soul Petroleum Bahamas Limited. We're also joined by Mr. George Cartwright. He's a local Esso dealer on Wolf Road. Gentlemen, welcome.
Well, thank you.
So, first off, talk to us about the decision behind sponsoring this year's Junior Junkanoo.
Well, the decision behind sponsoring this year's Junior Junkanoo is the same decision we've made for the last 35 years. So we have been the primary sponsor of the Junior Junkanoo Parade from 1988.
Wow, from the inception.
From inception, yeah, when it started at the stadium. And, I mean, we've seen it go from the stadium to Bay, back to the stadium, and now back to Bay.
That's right.
That's right.
And of course, seeing a lot of these kids perform tonight as well, I'm sure it brings excitement to you guys to see that the money's being well spent, obviously.
Yes, it does bring a lot of excitement to, especially us dealers. You know, that we are actually contributing directly to the development of our major thing in culture, Junkanoo.
Mr. Hanna, just dancing back to 1988, that's over 30 years. Talk to us about your memories about that first year, Junior Junkanoo, and how that differs from today.
Well, the truth about it, I mean, it was so eye-opening for me. First of all, I had just joined the company. Okay. So I had only been with the company for about a year. I had been living in Grand Bahama, and you know, Junkanoo in Grand Bahama in those years was quite a bit different from what Nassau is accustomed to. And coming over here, it was just, you know, it was a completely new experience for me. Seeing kids performing Junkanoo at that level, I mean, it was incredible. Even in the early years, the groups were very impressive. I mean, look at what's the Centerville Primary tonight? Yeah. I mean, Centerville Primary tonight is completely off the chain. All of the groups have had their high points. I mean, the group that just passed, it was at CV. Yeah, the wind instruments, the horn, I mean, fantastic. But in terms of the overall package, Centerville Primary was extremely impressive. And that was what I remember most about Junkanoo in that very first parade. I was like, I didn't think that kids could perform at that level in Junkanoo. And that's the thing that I remember about it most.
Well, we've said it several times tonight. This is really a feeder program for the senior parades. But again, this year we have about 12 school groups, 2 community groups. Talk about the engagement for those community groups as a part of the competition.
Well, I think it's real good that we have these community groups coming in now to let them have something to look forward to. With such situations going on with different things in this country, like gangs and all that, I think that it's a real good focus for our younger children, our younger kids to get involved with something like the Junkanoo program. It develops them and so much different skills they got to learn. They got the art, the pacing, and all this stuff. Yeah. You know, and and I like Mr. Hanna, I've been associated with Junior Junkanoo now for over 35 years myself. I've been a dealer at the current location for 20 years. I managed Oaksfield for my father for 12 years. And you know, and I was born in the gas business, literally. You know, so
don't forget GHS.
You know, and I'm just going to touch. You know,
the government eye.
You know, the government.
You know, when I got into and was managing Oaksfield, we had a program. We came up with a program as the dealers that we would like adopt a school in our neighborhood. And I adopted Government High. And when Government High used to come on Bay, okay? When we hit Bay, it was like, it was over, okay? Okay? There was no competition, you know? Everyone, you know, it's like when Usain Bolt was running in the 100, everyone knew who was going to win the race.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everyone was fighting for second, third, and fourth. And that's how it was when Government High came on Bay back in the day, you know?
So some great information. Of course, we're going to go back down now to the parade. Students having a great time for this year's Junior Junkanoo Parade.
show your love for Jordan Prince William and Discovery Learning Center. As they say, happy anniversary to the Bahamas. 50 years under the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It is better in the Bahamas. Welcome to the islands of the Bahamas.
the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade continues. We'll take another break at this time, but more from this year's sponsors when we return.
The 44th regular meeting of the heads of government of the Caribbean community is being held in Nassau from February 15th to 17th. Tune in to Live at CARICOM, live from Bahamas on Thursday, February 16th and Friday, February 17th at 8:30 a.m. Live at CARICOM returns on Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. with a wrap-up of the day's events. Keep up with CARICOM 2023 on the only network that matters, the ZNS Network.
Well, of course, as celebrations continue here at Rawson Square, we go back to our Anthony Smith with another interview.
Well, Lloyd, we just saw Jordan Princewell and the Discovery Learning Center pass by with yet another stunning tribute to the Bahamas. And coming up behind us is actually the Genesis Teen Hawks. They are from parent organization, the Genesis Warhawks. And with me today is a representative of that group. Now tell us, what can we expect from the Genesis Teen Hawks today?
Okay, well, good night, Bahamas. The Genesis Teen Hawks are coming to bring you energy. They're coming to bring you excitement. This is our first time out of junior and ready to go.
Now, tell me just how you prepared for this parade. You said it's your first time bursting out with Junior Junkanoo, and if Boxing Day and New Year's is any indication how the Genesis group gets ready for parade, tell us what we can expect.
Okay. Well, we've spent the last few weeks in our shack, our main shack, with the adults trying to teach our kids what they need to do to come out here and put on a show for the Bahamian public. They're excited. You can expect to see lots of smiles, lots of energy. It was a little late, so we weren't able to do any costuming, but we're bringing energy and excitement for you tonight. And lots of...
What's the theme tonight?
Well, actually, we don't have a theme tonight. We're just out here celebrating the Bahamas and celebrating our kids.
All right, before I let you go, I know that Genesis is famous for a good chant. So give me a good chant for the Teen Hawks tonight. Come on, I'm not letting you get off.
Oh, my goodness. Who are we? The Warhawks. Who are we? The Teen Hawks.
Who are we? The Teen Hawks. I love that.
Well, great job there, Anthony. Thanks so much for that interview. Now, of course, we're going to continue a conversation here with this year's major sponsors. Mr. Hanna, I know for your organization, a big focus is not just sponsoring this parade, but also influencing culture. Talk to us about that.
Well, yeah, on the break, we were talking about how typically the focus is on how Junior Junkanoo has affected the kids and the community. And what I wanted to talk about is how it has affected our internal community at SALT. So this project here, this is called Once Upon a Time in Bahamaland. This book is called Once Upon a Time in Bahamaland. It is a collaboration between RBC, Esso, and Coca-Cola, right? So I gave a challenge to a young lady at Esso at the time, Esso Bahamas Limited. Her name is Sonia Gibson. I said, Sonia, we are coming up on the 25th anniversary of Junior Junkanoo, the Silver Jubilee, right? I said, we don't have anything that pulls it all together. I need something that commemorates our participation in the Junior Junkanoo Parade. She spent months, months, putting this project together, and she came up with Once Upon a Time in Bahamaland. This project, this book chronicles the development of Junior Junkanoo. In fact, it actually steps back in time further than 1988, which was the first organized parade of the Junior Junkanoo Parade in Nassau. It steps back to, I think, the first time that kids were featured in a parade in New Providence was the 10th anniversary celebration of independence.
Wow.
In '83, which was at the stadium as well. And I was reading through this today. I saw also references made to junior Junkanoo parades in the Family Islands that predated that one in '83. So in the 70s, there were actually junior Junkanoo parades taking place in Grand Bahama and in Eleuthera that are chronicled in this book. So this is just an example of how our involvement and engagement in Junior Junkanoo has impacted and affected the lives of even our employees. Sonia is just one example. Every year, our team is engaged and involved in the whole Junior Junkanoo effort. They get to go out to the schools, visit the schools while the schools are pasting. We send them out in teams so that they're able to understand and see for themselves how this program is being worked through the schools, how it affects the kids, and then in turn, how it affects this performance out here on Bay Street. Another example, Lloyd, is this program here. This was another project that we engaged in for the 25th year celebration. This was a collaboration with BTC and primarily or principally with the International Bahamas Film Festival.
Wow.
Leslie Vanderpool Wallace. I haven't seen Leslie in a while, and I want to give her the props.
Yes.
She was the driving force behind it. Leslie at that time had focused the film festival here in the Bahamas. And she reached out to us and she said, look, you guys have this fantastic involvement with Junior Junkanoo. Why don't you allow me to engage with you so that we can collaborate on a project? And that's how we came up with this. This was the Make a Film in a Day program.
So, of course, we'll take a quick diversion at this point.
Okay.
We want to go back down to Rawson Square, where Genesis is now center stage.
We come this far by stage. Genesis Community Junkanoo Group. They have come to the boulevard to bring us that community-based spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, straight it up with Genesis.
Still here with us. This year's major sponsors, Seoul Bahamas Petroleum. Again, Mr. Cartwright, talk to us about one of your most memorable moments from Junior Junkanoo.
Yeah, I remember, like I said, we had the Adopt the School program, and the Government High was the school I adopted, and Mr. Clyde was the art teacher and the designer for all our costumes. Chris Gazillion was the music instructor down at the Government High. And we said we were going to take the whole of the school debate. And the Junior Junkanoo program was always on the Thursdays. But Mr. Clyde got married the Saturday before. And it was so funny, he got married, and next thing we know, he's at the shack with us. But we had converted the auditorium into the Government High School shack. And that night, he said, Mr. Clyde, you ain't going home? No, man, she gonna understand, like you said. I said, man, you could get divorced before you married, And we literally bought the entire school debate. We had 6 or 7, maybe 8 40-foot trailers from, God rest his soul, Gus Houghton. He brought them down on his trailers. We had 5 gypsy buses, right, with all the participants. We came out and we came when we came from George Street, they knew it was Government High.
So, of course, we're going to toss it back to Vaughn Aubrey. Vaughn, my good cousin, what can you tell us?
Well, I got 2 persons here. First, I'm going to begin with Dr. Dwight Marshall and the Genesis Community Group. Yeah. And tell us about that story you told me and Director of Education.
Well, the Teen Hawks is the youth arm of Genesis Junkanoo organization. They are a kids section, and they have their own organization, and they're engaged in stuff year-round, sponsored by Canoe. And we're trying to keep the young people engaged, to keep them away from doing other stuff. So it's a youth arm. They have their own organization, their own executive positions, all of that. And we just try to keep them engaged. It's a Junkanoo base as a platform, but they're engaged in things for personal development, that sort of thing, year-round.
So this is a good thing.
Yeah, very good thing. Because, we have to start looking out for young people, So if we can keep them engaged in positive stuff, that keeps them away from other stuff. So.
Now, thank you, Dr. Dwight Marshall. I'm now going to turn to the Director of Education, Mrs. Dominique McCartney-Russell. Dr. Dwight, talk about being engaged with the young people to keep them focused. Your view on education and what Junkanoo has done in terms of developing our young people.
Well, to be quite honest with you, it is so important to have our young people participate in one of the greatest expression of our culture for several reasons. We transmit our norms, we transmit our ideals, we transmit what we believe is important. And not only that, we teach our children that it's okay to have clean competition, to trash talk, but to still have fun and to still enjoy each and every group. And so I'm excited to see our children enjoying Junkanoo, to see them collaborating together together to see them, of course, showing the world that Junkanoo, it is better in the Bahamas, and Junkanoo is the greatest expression of culture.
What my greatest satisfaction has been going to a number of Junkanoo shacks and to see the discipline and to hear the elders in those Junkanoo shacks, as well as those in the schools, the teachers in the schools, saying that once the children engage in Junkanoo, they get all the academics and they also get discipline.
Yes, they get to learn about the architecture, how to create. They get to learn about the artistry, how to put colors together, how to paste, and of course, in the midst of it, how to have clean fun. And so we're excited about the discipline, the determination. We're excited about the time management skills. They learn about mathematical skills. And so we're really grateful for all of the groups that assist our children in learning our culture.
Well, most people don't know that you are a graduate of C.I. Gibson School. You lived in Grand Bahama, and you were the district superintendent who led Abaco out of Hurricane Dorian. Tell us about that experience and what that has brought to you and brought in terms of resilience among Abaconians.
Well, Abaconians are a resilient people. Just to see them work together to ensure that they brought their island back together. You know, we had over 7 schools destroyed, public schools. And then, of course, we had the majority of the private schools destroyed. But those people came together along with the help of international and local organizations to bring back Abaco. They are a resilient people. And let me tell you, they want to ensure that their children can carry on the legacy. And so we're excited to have been a part of that, to be honest with you. Even though it was a bad experience, it taught us the importance of resilience. And of course, it underscored the importance of education.
So Junkanoo is also good. So just give a shout out to Abaconians on the camera.
I want to say a pleasant good evening to all of my Abaconians, and especially to all of our team members, our principals, our teachers, our support staff, all of our administrators, our children and their parents, the district staff. We are so proud of Abaconians, and we pray God's blessings on you as you continue to be resilient.
There you go. Thank you very much. Dominic McCartney-Russell, the Director of Education for the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. Thank you very much. Along with Dr. Dwight Marshall of Genesis TN Group. Listen, this is all about us, Bahamians. We have to come together to build this country. Back to you, Lloyd.
Well, thanks a lot, Vaughn. Still here with me are the major sponsors from this year's event. Mr. Hanna, before we left, Mr. Cartwright spoke about his most memorable experience. What about you?
Well, I wanted to comment on what we saw just now first, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I think that is so smart what Genesis has done. You know, a part of their mandate, their social agenda is to, in the community that they serve, is their outreach, right? So what they've done, it's such a smart idea. They have taken the young people in their community, put them in a teen group, call it the Genesis Teen Hawks, and at the same time, through Junior Junkanoo, reached down and created a feeder group directly for their senior Junkanoo group. I mean, incredibly creative idea.
Yep. What I liked listening to that interview as well, as a former educator, I heard STEM repeatedly, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, from 1988 to 2023, training young Bahamians to integrate those tools, even collaboration. To me, that speaks volumes about growing the society here.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. But going back to your question about most memorable moments, I have a few of them. I remember a couple key things. This program, you know, Junkanoo has a way of uniting us, right?
Sure does.
And you know, one of the more memorable moments for me most recently was pre-pandemic. I think it may have been 2018, 2019. I'm not sure. I can't remember the year. But you know, Lightfoot Key entered the Junior Junkanoo Parade for the first time. You know, they won in almost every single category. I mean, it was incredible to see Lightfoot Key International School out here celebrating and a part of our culture. And what it said to me, and what it should have demonstrated to everybody, that Junkanoo is for everybody. You know, and it unites us. This end of year cultural celebration. So I mean, that was one of it was a moment of enlightenment for me.
Yes.
And it was also very exciting to watch.
Well, some great information there, of course. We told you earlier that the senior groups are making 2 laps. And right behind me, we can see Stevie Bethel making their way on to Rawson Square.
You said senior. They sound like a senior group.
You spoke about it earlier, the fact that a lot of these groups, whether it's the senior groups or even the school groups, on that second lap is where they bring the real energy out. Talk about what you've observed.
I mean, there are some of these groups, like this one that we're listening to right now. I mean, you actually said it when you were introducing. You said the senior groups, right? This is, I'm not quite sure who Stingrays is. They're a community group, but that sounded like Boxing Day that just passed through here. CV Bethel, the wind section, Jordan Prince Will, the overall musical performance, wind, everything else. I mean, almost sounded just like one of the major groups on Boxing Day to me.
Wow, some great stuff there. Yep. Mr. Cartwright?
I agree with Mr. Hanna, that, going back to I think parents, I just want to say this, right? I think that parents, I know a lot of parents probably shun away from allowing their kids to get into the school junior Junkanoo programs. And I think it's not fair to the children because they don't learn our culture. Much as you won't want to, Junkanoo is a big part, if not the biggest part of our culture. And through the junior Junkanoo program, they learn so much about creativity of costumes, what Junkanoo is all about, where it came from. And, I don't even think a lot of Bahamians realize why the Junkanoo how did Junkanoo get on Bay Street. As far as I can recall from my little bit of history from in the Bahamas, right, Boxing Day was a day given by the slave owners for their slaves to be free, and they had celebrated it by Junkanoo parades on Bay, and that's how they got to Bay. That was the only time, because you remember now, that was back in the times when there was a lot of I don't want to say it because, but it's the history, right? There was a lot of racism, a lot of prejudice, and the people weren't allowed on Bay. And they let them come on Bay for that one day, and that was Boxing Day.
And it makes a big difference. Of course, Junior Junkanoo 2023 continues right here at Rawson Square. We'll take a break at this time. We'll be right back.
The Bahamas hosts this year's regular meeting of heads of government February 15th through 17th. Join the ZNS Network on Wednesday, February 15th for live coverage of the official opening ceremony of this important meeting of Caribbean leaders. It will all come live from the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort starting at 6:20 p.m. And it's all on the only network that matters, the ZNS Network.
Well, of course, most of the parade is just about complete. George Prince William Falcons, they're saying that they're performing here on Bay Street all Falcon night. We're going to go toss it down now to Vaughn Aubrey, who's standing next to the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. Vaughn?
Test. With Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, this has been an exciting parade for me. How was it for you?
It's been exciting for me, I'm especially impressed by the school spirit that was taken on by the CV Bells. Themselves to the best of their...
I was really impressed with the number of teachers who participated, including principal of T.A. Thompson Junior High School, Ishmael Smith. How important is the involvement of principals in steering their schools to let us acknowledge our culture?
Well, the school spirit starts from the top, and once the administration and principals...
Well, just, of course, some technical difficulties there. We will, of course, come back to you in a moment where we're hoping to have the announcement made of this year's 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade. Now, gentlemen, before they announce those results, just quickly tell me, what are your thoughts about the entire performance from all the schools and groups tonight?
Well, I thought every year I say the same thing. All schools that make it out here are winners, right? There are some that stood out in some categories more than others. I thought that Centerville Primary, in terms of their costumes, meticulous, A lot of effort went into putting those costumes together. CV Bethel.
So one moment, of course, I can hear them preparing to announce those results. Let's take a listen in.
Okay, Minister Mario Boleg, an exciting 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade. Your thoughts?
Very exciting. I'm very impressed with CV Battle Stingrays and the school spirit that they showed. Also, John Prince William being a private school coming out. The preschools, the primary schools, Centerville Primary, and all of those are shown. And then the support that they would have from the administration and staff and principals shows that they are there to support these young people. So that's what's most impressive to me.
And indeed, for me, seeing the principals involved in the actual parade, T.A. Thompson's principal, C.V. Bethel's principal, what does that mean to have that leadership involved in Bahamian culture?
Well, the success of anything starts at the top. And once you have the principals and administration, teachers involved and pushing those kids, whether it's academic, culture, or sports, you will find out that they will be successful at all levels. And I'm very impressed that we are seeing that support here. Minister Hannah Martin, who's the Minister of Education, was also here. Minister of State Zane Lightburn is still here. And they're showing the support.
And our Prime Minister.
Oh, definitely. And the Prime Minister. I should not forget the Prime Minister and the former Prime Minister, Perry Christie, was here again, showing the support and care and love that we have for the young people, understanding that the little support that we could give them will go a long way and help to make them productive citizens in this country.
And indeed, this, for me, I didn't expect such a big crowd, but the response, the persons coming out, there's a lot of people here tonight.
Well, it showed that persons really missed Junkanoo after the 2 years hiatus, even though they were here, and we saw the largest crowd we've ever seen before in the senior, but even now in the junior, they are still here and love the #1 culture, which is Junkanoo.
Now, we want to talk about your wish. Next year, you want Family Island winners to come to New Providence to make this all Bahamas.
Yes, because we want the best of the best and have a real true high school national Junkanoo competition.
There you have it. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, on his thoughts and hopes that next year this will be bigger and more inclusive of our culture throughout the islands of the Bahamas. Back to you, Lloyd.
Thanks a lot, Vaughn. We just have a few moments remaining. Quickly, gentlemen, again, talk to us about some of the highlights that you saw.
George?
Yeah, I think that, for the overall performance and excitement on Bay Street today, this evening was great. Every year, Junior Junkanoo seems to go to a different level. We saw it this year again because of the downscaling.
So, of course, this is, again, those results about to be announced. Let's take a listen in.
Mr. Dwayne Omar Mackey, who is one of our judges. On my immediate right is our Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg. And on his right is another one of our judges, Mr. Basil Carter. And this evening, we would like to announce the results of the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade by our Grand Marshal, Super Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. In the preschool 2023 division categories, in performance, in third place with 126 points, Just Kids. In second place, 2x2, 141 points. And in first place with 251 points, 1-on-1. Best music. And third is a tie for second place, 2x2, 135 points. And Just Kids with 135 points. And in first place, 1-on-1 with 217 points. And Banner, in third place, Just Kids, 156 points. In second place with 203 points, 2x2. And in first place with 270 points, 1-on-1. And the overall division results are as follows. Just Kids, third place, 417 points. 2x2 Academy with 479 points in second place. And in first place with 738 points, 1-on-1 preschool. And now we go to the primary school division performance. In third place, Marjorie Davis with 175 points. In second place, 1-on-1 primary, 181 points. And in first place with 289 points, Centerville Primary. Best music performance in third place, Marjorie Davis, 184 points. In second place, one-on-one primary, 194 points. And the overall winner in music, Centerville Primary, 275 points. Best banner in third place, one-on-one primary, 197 points. In second place, Marjorie Davis, 224 points. And the overall winner, Centerville Primary, 290 points. The overall winner in the preschool, in primary school, in third place, one-on-one primary, with 572 points. In second place, Marjorie Davis, 583 points. And in first place, with 854 points, Centerville Primary. Junior high school, there's only one group. Performance, 236 points. For music, 235 points. And banner, 197 points. T.A. Thompson, overall winner, 668 points. In the senior position,
1 second.
Best performance in third place with 132 points, Atlantic College. In second place with 215 and a half points, Discovery and Jordan Princeville. And in first place, C.B. Bethel with 274 points. Best music in third place, Atlantic College with 124 points. In second place, Discovery and Jordan Memorial, Prince William High, 209.5 points. And in first place with 291 points, C.B. Bethel. Best banner in third place, Atlantic College, 158 points. In second place, Discovery and Jordan Prince William, with 275.5 points. And in first place, C.B. Bethel with 241 points. Overall winner, third place, Atlantic College with 414 points. In second place, Discovery and Jordan Memorial Prince William, 662 points, 0.5 points. And in first place, overall winner with 806 points, C.B. Bethel.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the results for our 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade. Now, next year, we will celebrate the anticipation of a full Junkanoo Parade, a full costume parade. So we anticipate that there will be many schools next year, and we look forward to partnering with all of our schools here on New Providence and in the Family Islands. So please get home safe, everyone, and have a blessed evening. Thank you. And the minister just reminded me to inform everyone, C.B. Bethel, are you here? One-on-one, are you here? The minister just reminded me to inform you that the winners of this parade will be performing in the 2023 Carifta Parades, which will be held during the Easter celebration. So stay tuned, more announcements will be coming. We'd also like to thank our two community schools that participated, community groups, the Genesis Teen Hawks, and also the Flourish. Again, I'm sorry. But thank you very much, everybody. Get home safe and have a nice evening.
So, of course, some great information there. The winners, as we just heard, are going to be featured in this year's Carifta in just a few months. But, of course, that wraps up this year's 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade here at Rawson Square. We thank you so much for tuning in. We want to get a last word from Vaughn Aubrey, who's on the ground. Vaughn?
So, what a parade, what a parade.
It was an extremely amazing parade. The energy, the excitement, everything. They made me want to dance too.
You want to dance?
I want to dance. As a matter of fact, I challenge you to a dance-off, Mr. Aubrey.
Did you hear that, Lloyd? She wants to challenge me to a what?
A dance-off.
Wow. Okay. Hey, I think, so can I hold the mic while I dance?
Sure, go ahead. If you feel it's confident.
Tell me about...
Music is playing in the background. Just give us a dance. Let's see what you got.
Hey.
Okay. Go. Oh. Ooh. Hey. Go low. Go low. Can you get back up, though? Can you get back up?
She's challenging me to a dance. Whoa, okay.
I'm going to keep it cute. This is all I got. I'm going to get like a 2, 1,
2. Hey, she thinks she can do that by herself, but guess what? All right.
An amazing day, an amazing Junkanoo parade, and so much fun with you, Bob.
Okay, I had a wonderful time too. Remember, guess what? We need to just record and keep all these things for our archive because these were amazing performances.
Amazing.
There you go. Back to you, Lloyd. Back to you.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us here tonight. Of course, we couldn't make this event happen tonight without the official sponsors. We want to thank you so much for participating and speaking with us tonight. Again, that concludes the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade here at Rawson Square. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, BTC is speaking out against